Hello everyone! It is me, the ex-what-ifer, and today I'm doing a what-if that I decided to do. It is called What If Deku Was Armstrong, but I didn't put in Metal Gear, so be aware of that. Ahem! I know! What? What ex-what-ifer? You doing this what-if? Wait, I don't believe anyone's even done this X. Please make a really good story. Please don't make it really short. Like, don't worry, I won't. And also, I found what the problem with my phone was. As long as I do this to decide what you guys are watching right now, it should be fine. So, be aware of that. But anyway, I'll get right into the story. As soon as I find my charger and plug in my phone. Sorry for background noise, just right now I'm still recording on my phone still. Or my brand new phone, so expect that, and also expect a texting story for this. Because this popped up in my head. So, Izuku, in society in general today, in My Hero Academia, the world's much more harsher than reality. Ever since cyborgs came out, they've just been used for war. And some cyborgs wanted to be heroes, but they didn't say you can be a hero without quirk. And the people who were quirkless were abandoned or just forgotten. However, Izuku's mother was a drunken alcoholic, which she usually beat him whenever she got home. And Izuku took the beatings every day of his life. And Izuku's wondering, like, when's the society? When is it gonna get fixed? And then, as soon as Izuku got to school the next day, he starts getting beat up by Bakugo and Bakugo's goons. They beat him up so bad that they broke his arm. As soon as he got to class, he couldn't move his arm, so he had to use his left hand to writing, which was shit. He passed his grade. He failed the test, and it was an F, and it was on the last day of school, too. As Izuku soon got out, and Bakugo said, "If you want next time, Deku, if you get, maybe in your next life, Deku, you get a quirk." And Izuku muttered something under his breath when Bakugo threw his notebook out the window, like, "Who the hell needs a quirk?" And Bakugo's like, "What was that, nerd?" And Izuku's like, "Nothing." As Bakugo's like, "Ha, I thought so." As Bakugo's goons walk out of class, as Izuku goes down the stairs and grabs his notebook from the fountain. And then Izuku just looks at his notebook. He wonders, why even bother trying? And then an idea popped in his head. If quirks really are that powerful, then I wouldn't be surprised if technology could be stronger than a quirk. So, Izuku decided to throw his notebook into the garbage. And he said, I don't need to be a hero. I just need to be me. Or more precisely, I need to go somewhere. I need to go to America. And before you guys say, wait, X, how is he going to afford to go to America? Well, he's been saving yen to go to America. And plus, he's already filled applications and changed his identity to Armstrong. Because he's been secretly stealing money out of his mom's wallet and other people that are walking by. And as soon as Izuku got packing his stuff and he left a note for his mom saying, "Hope you enjoy your life, Mom. Really, hope you enjoy seeing me again, alas you save me." As Ink will be on to cry and say, "I'm a terrible mother." And by then, Izuku already was on a plane. Finally. Next we meet Bakugo. In 1 year, I will be stronger. I hearing thudding upstairs, so it's kind of making me mad, so don't mind that. A year has, as soon as Izuku got to America, he begun trying to get to he begun to look around the corners of the. He found an abandoned house in America as soon as he got off the plane and out the airport. Of course, he walked there. This will do. Even though this is not what I expect, this is not what I planned. Don't want to waste all my American money. And Zuko went to the broken down house and opened up his half broken laptop and began typing. And he filled out a little like a prime minister thing application. Even though it's Zuko, even though you're supposed to be an adult to do it, when Zuko filled it out and the internet cut out, it was sent to the applications who would want to be the next prime minister. And lucky enough, it was Zuko's application. And once the president read it, it was really well detailed. And pretty much the goals of his dreams are actually to help people. But that could be far from the truth. As the president says, I want you to find whoever sent this, and I want him to be the prime minister, the new prime minister. As the White House says, yes, sir. As soon as they got done tracking, they just see a boy in a broken down house. He looked Japanese, but the bit with green hair. As the guy says, excuse me, sir, do you know where do you happen to know where a guy is who's sent this application? Armstrong? As Zuko says, oh, that's me. As both bodyguards look at each other like, for a guy that has the name Armstrong, you're pretty scrawny, and Zuko's like, yeah, well, I'm the one who made it of this broken down goddamn laptop, which was half broken and the battery just died before I sent it and the Wi-Fi cut out. As the two bodyguards are like, he has a point. As they say, in case we're not lying, another security member cocks out of the vehicle and just looks at Zuko like, you are actually the one who sent it. As the guy has a lying detecting quirk. As Zuko says, yes, I'm the one who sent it. As the guy's like, truth. Like, okay, he's telling the truth. Get him in a limo. A limousine. As soon as Zuko, this is like before the year, as Zuko got to the White House, the president was looking at Zuko just like, huh. So you're telling me that this kid was the one who sent the application. The amazing poem about freedom and justice. As bodyguard's like, yeah, apparently. As Zuko says, hi. What are my jobs to be the prime minister? What are they? As the president says, well, since this will be unofficial, I'm going to say that you will be the youngest. So you're a bit older. So I say, how old are you again? I am 15, about to be turning 16 in a year. And the president's like, oh, God, this kid. And Zuko's like, as no one could see it, but Zuko smirked. No one saw it. As the president got out of his seat and pulled out his palm, like, congratulations, the job's yours, Mr. Armstrong. As they both shake hands, like, thank you, Mr. President. And as soon as Zuko got the resources, he began to make America better. However, one thing he didn't like was the All Might figures. Reason, All Might told him that he could be here without a quirk. No, that never happened. No, I'm gonna say that did happen, but Izuku never went on to him. And as soon as Zuko got to his secretary, prime minister role or job, he began to sneakily, without the president even knowing, and some of the people in the White House knowing, that he's a super genius, to be honest, and he developed his own company, the cyborgs of him, and his technology is revolutionary. However, I'm not gonna say Raiden's in this one yet. I don't know when, but I really want to put in the other characters from like Metal Gear, so yeah. If you guys think that's stupid, that's like a really good idea, tell me in the comment section. And if you guys like this story so far, then go ahead, tell me. Of course, as soon as this business start 2 weeks later, or like a couple weeks later, his business began booming across the internet and on the market. Hell, even the black market. He was getting so much profits that he was not even surprised about his ideas. And the amount of people wanting his technology was endless. And then as you start to develop a little project secretly without the president knowing. He was making a heart that was completely made out of nanotech. And when that surgically replaces his heart, his body will become massive, and the moment you hit him on impact, his tissue will harden on impact, so he won't feel the pain. And he can't get hurt. AKA, he'll be invincible. And I know you're wondering, wait, is All Might gonna be in there? And All Might is not gonna win. I'm not gonna be honest. He's not gonna win. And reasons, you can never fucking win against Armstrong. Because I haven't put Raiden in the story yet. Besides, that's actually for another what if. I'm actually making a Raiden. What if Deku was Raiden from Metal Gear's Revenge. If you guys think that's stupid, that's stupid X, but if you guys think it's awesome, hell yeah, do it! I'll do it, 100%. See, you have to figure out the nanotech programming and the advancement and everything. And Zuko was baffling on about the rest. Zuko got a text from an unknown source. Give me a minute. I'm just looking up a name. Okay. Sorry about that. I know this is really boring. I'll just go with the flow. Zuko got a call from an anonymous, and he's wondering who this is. He says, I hear that your business is booming, and I'm wondering if you could hire me. However, I want to know your ideals. As Zuko was making sure no one was around, he said, my dream is to I can't. God damn it! I forgot what Armstrong said for his dream. My dream is to make America great again. However, fuck the partition of bullshit and patronage and bring back the power to the people. No more Instagram, no more Twitch, no more sci-fi shit. I can't remember what the rest of his speech was, so I'm just going off what I know, so I'm sorry. Right now, that's all I know. Okay, yeah. Okay. I'll join you. Your ideals seem simple enough. And at least you're not, you know, a corrupt, or more precisely, one of them. And Ziggy smiles like, huh. I'm sending you these coordinates. Meet me by the dry docks over there, and we shall meet. As Windstorm smiles on the other phone like, I wouldn't dream of missing it, Mr. Armstrong. As Ziggy just smiled like, huh. I don't know who this guy is, but he does sound familiar. I know. Windstorm. 2 hours later. Windstorm is on top of the building warehouse at the fishing dock. And Ziggy just gets dropped off in a limousine, and the limousine drives off. As Ziggy's walking on the docks, and Windstorm's like, so he sent a kid. As Windstorm jumps off and lands on the docks, lands on the ground, and looks at Ziggy. So I guess Mr. Armstrong sent a kid. And Ziggy's like, huh. You're pretty nice, Windstorm. Don't judge someone by their own appearance. As Windstorm recognized the voice, like, oh, so you're Armstrong. Sorry, just I didn't expect you to be so young and skinny. But I do see that you've got some bulk. And Azuki's like, I do. Now, what would you, more precisely, what could you do for me? As Armstrong's like, well, I can make my body disconnect with each body part. And as Windstorm stretches out his arm and goes for Zugu's neck and grabs it, but doesn't pull it back, like, I can also do this and kill you in a second. And Zugu's like, yeah, but that's not what you really want to do, is it? Besides, killing a prime minister is pretty hard defense. And you would be caught and put into prisons immediately. But that would be a bit hard for them since you're pretty strong, pretty advanced cyborg. As Windstorm's like, Nate, looks like you know how to speak. As Armstrong lets go of his grip and his arm goes back to him. Well, I'll be in your service, Mr. Armstrong. As Armstrong says, that's not my real name. As Windstorm looks up like, oh, what is your real name? My name's Ezekiel, but I'm the only one that knows my true name, so let's just keep it a secret. As Izuku winks back at him and walking away. As Windstorm's like, huh. And besides, Izuku says, you're hired. As Izuku sends him the job information, how much he was getting paid, and not getting paid, kind of getting paid just to make his body better and stuff. And also, Izuku sent him some parts to where they are in one of his facilities, Izuku's facilities. And this was week 3. As soon as Izuku got back, he got done making the surgery for his nano heart. And as soon as Izuku began taking off his shirt and pants, Izuku slowly closed his eyes, and the operating guy begun removing his heart. And next thing Izuku knew, his heart was pounding in so much pain. However, that's what happens when you have a bunch of cables going through your whole body. But the heart began to, as soon as Izuku woke up, the heart began to adjust to Izuku's size, or more precisely, seeing that Izuku's lacking in bulk, the body began bulking it up just a tiny bit so it can be like a prime minister size, and making Izuku much more taller. And Izuku has more accomplices. He has the other two, which I can't remember their name. Okay, we have Sundowner. Izuku began to look for Sundowner. He was a warmonger, which Izuku could understand. The market for war was long since past, and the market for wars were not really good anymore since there was no war. So he hired him, and he was a bit surprised that he shared Izuku's ideal, well, kind of Izuku's ideals. Kind of twisted, but it makes sense. As the other one, Blaze, was it, I think? As soon as Izuku met her, as soon as Izuku found where she was, he began to walk to her. And this is like 2 months after 2 months later since his surgery. First month, he got Sundowner. Second month, first month he couldn't use his heart because his heart was still adjusting to his size, starts adjusting to his body. The second month, his body began to adjust to him slightly, just for him to enough be able to take on Blaze alone. As Blaze began using her weapon, her hands, to grab Izuku by the arm, and Blaze says, "For a senator, you're quite strongy." Strawny. God damn it. Sorry about that. And Izuku's like, "Oh, that's not all." As Izuku began making his fist into a nanotech and punches Blaze in the face, knocking her into a wall. And then Izuku does a sumo thing and begins yelling out of the top of his lungs. And all the helicopters, all the broken vehicles and broken down vehicles with batteries begun to get up into the air and go into Izuku. Then we see Izuku in this form. As Izuku touch his glasses to slide him back up to where his eyes were. And Izuku says, "Come on!" As Blaze "Ah!" As Izuku's huh. As she's "What?" Her blade broke, and as Izuku grabs her by the throat and slams her into the ground. And Izuku says, "Come on, is that all you got? I could do this all day." As she tries to get up, Izuku grabs grabs two of her spare arms and rips them off and crushes them. And Izuku's "Oh, what's wrong? It's not like you've been cut in two, or missing a bit of leverage." As Blaze "Even if I die, you're just the same. Men who corrupting people and sending people into wars that they don't even want." And Izuku's "Oh no, that's not my dream." And Blaze "What? My dream is to make people without quirks, and people who don't even have anything to go back to." So, I'm not really good at speeches, okay? So, after that, Blaze joined Izuku after she heard his speech and everything. And next one was Sam. Or Jetstream Sam. And 2 months later, Bakugo's training that amount of time, so another 2 months later, Bakugo, 4 months later for Bakugo was training hard with his quirk. And as soon as Izuku got Jetstream, as Izuku begins waiting on the rooftop, and Jetstream's "There you are." Jetstream says, as Izuku's "Huh. Didn't expect you to get here so fast." As Jetstream's "Your reign of tyranny ends here." as Jetstream pulls out his blade. As Zuko's like, oh, just give me a minute. As Zuko does the sumo thing, like, ah, as all the helicopters and vehicles were going flying up into the air, and the energy from them gets stripped out of them and goes into Izuku's body. And a huge transformation happened. His body was now muscular. Like, now then, let's do this. As Izuku begins walking towards Jetstream, as Jetstream pulls out his sword and tries to cut Izuku, and Izuku's hand blocks it, or the nanites before go onto his arm. Like, as Rain's like, "What the hell? What's wrong, son?" "Nanotech, son." As Izuku begins beating the hell out of Sam, but Izuku didn't know that Sam was studying him. Each attack was like showing how Izuku's body worked, and what limit it had. However, one thing Sam noticed was each time he was striking, the metal in his arms would runs over to the next, turning back into the regular. And as soon as Zuko punched Armstrong out into the sky, and Armstrong's like, "Was that all you got? That was a bit of a warm-up." As Sam lands on the helicopter and charges straight towards Zuko, and lands in front of Zuko, as Armstrong's like, "Oh, nice trick, but that won't help you for long." As Zuko goes in for the punch, and now this was Sam's time. This is what Sam was waiting for. Sam quickly hit the button on his blade to accelerate his blade speed at a fast pace, cutting off Izuku's arm. However, Izuku didn't plan to back down just because of losing a limb. Izuku put his foot onto the ground and charged at Sam with his arm now fully into like a blade, cutting off Sam's arm. As Sam begins screaming in the pain and grunting for, as Zuko's like, nothing's gonna stop us. As Zuko goes to this severed hand, not even losing a limb will not stop us. As Zuko goes walks to Sam and say, "By the way, the job's yours. Welcome to the team." As Sam looks at his severed arm and looks at Zuko, and they both begin laughing. Oh yeah, that Senator did a joke, said everything about his speech to Sam. So as they both begin laughing, and this is a year later. Zuko has so much facilities that it's insanely absurd. And this is where I'm ending the video. And I know, ending it here, X, really? And I'm ending it here because the story you guys is so good. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you guys enjoy the series, if we get to at least 2K or 500K likes, I will do part 2 for this. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all in part 2. Goodbye.